Alright, so we've had a ton of rain here in Virginia, man. I mean, it's Tuesday now, and I believe it's been raining since Friday. Um, I haven't been able to shoot a lot. I think the only day it didn't rain was yesterday, on and off. I got to shoot some. Was the only day. It hadn't rained constantly, but it still rained a bunch. But anyway, my hunting season's coming up this Saturday. I'm excited about it. It's supposed to rain every day till then, and then there's supposed to still be light showers or something then. So we'll just have to see what happens. Little showers on and off. You know, I'll probably still be in the woods. If it rains hard, you know, yeah, I'll do it every now and then, but I don't care a ton about sitting in the hard rain. And usually whenever it stops, man, them deer are out. They're looking for food every time anyway, so. But we'll see what happens. So, anyway, I thought I could just go over what I'm taking to the woods this year. I got it all set up. So let me get it. Alright. So you got the Hoyt Nitrum 30. First off, the bow itself, this Nitrum 30. Now, the beginning of this year, I had the Nitrum Turbo, which is a good bow by all means. You know, I'm not saying nothing like that. It's not. It's a good bow for sure. But just my preference, why I shoot this 30 over the Turbo isn't necessarily because the axle length, or the different speeds of them. It's just the cam on it. For me, I like to shoot this Z5 cam better. I've heard people talk about how the turbo cams have a harder wall on them, and you know, I shot it. It does. It could possibly have a little harder wall. But they don't feel that much different to me. I mean, it's not anything like an Elite where you got limb stops instead of cable stops. So as far as the walls, to me, the wall still feels good on this. I like it. So, but the biggest reason I like the Z5 cam is the valley more so than the wall. It's just a little smoother drawing bow. And the valley on it is just, you got a lot more valley. It's a lot, a little bit easier to shoot bow, I guess you'd say. Now me, when I shoot, I hold pretty tight against the draw stops. So, you know, I don't get too lazy with it. And I don't shoot from the valley anyway. But the way it is for me, if I have to hold on a deer a long time, or just shoot a bunch of arrows, just anything, I just like a little bit of valley to be there is nice, because if I do move just a little bit, I ain't got to worry about that bow wanting to take off, whereas the turbo cam's a little more aggressive, which is where you get that speed, and it wants to take off more. Now they're both 75% let off, but that's what, like I said, it gets that speed, which you could almost compare a car in idle to a car being revved up. You know, the one revved up's going to take off faster, which is why a lot of your speed bows are going to have more of an aggressive cam, little less valley. I'm not saying that's bad or good, that's just choice. I don't need a super big valley like the Elites, which even, you know, I've shot one of them and it felt good to me though. But I don't need a super big valley. I do prefer this one over the other can. That's all. So anyway, I'm shooting this. And also, speed-wise, I don't worry about that because all bows are fast now. Even the ones that ain't the fastest still are plenty fast. I'm going to get pass-throughs on whatever. And I'm not worried about that. So, you know, I shoot... I usually shoot anywhere from 70, 75 pounds on my bows, depending how they tune out with me with draw length and all. I think this one right now, you know, it's just a little over 70. But it feels good. The draw length feels good. So anything modern bow with that kind of poundage, you know, you're gonna be plenty fast, in my opinion. But so I shoot the nitrum 30. I shoot a 28.5-inch draw. So let's talk about some of the things on it here. Set this thing somewhere a minute. Alright, I got a hanger about halfway across the room, but that's alright. Alright, so for the quiver I'm taking this year, I got this Apex reactor. You know, a lot of people like the tight spot quivers. And me personally, I do mostly tree stand hunting. Around here, the woods I live, you know, it's not the high country, it's not the open country. It's mostly tree stand bow hunting. We hunt from the ground a little. But you know, about every time I hunt, I'm gonna be taking the quiver off the bow. I just prefer to shoot it off because, you know, it's just gonna be the same every time. Balance a little better. So I tune my bows in for shooting with it off. And another thing too is, now, you know, I'm not saying you can't hunt successfully like this, but I know a lot of people that leave them on, right? And they say they practice like that because they leave them on. Well, if you're doing that, the way I figure you should be practicing, say this is a 5-arrow quiver, you should be shooting with 4 arrows in it about every time. Because that's the way it weighs. But they pull an arrow out, shoot it, pull one out, shoot it, till they don't have any left. And, you know, for me, that's just going to change the weight of the balance of the bow a little bit every time. Which, you know, you can manage that. It's just my opinion on the subject. I like to take my quiver off. So, that being said, I just like more of a standard style, quick detach quiver. Got good adjustment up and down. Something that still looks good on the bow. And another thing, if you can see this here, it'll be hard to see it, but in that hood, well, I can't hardly get the angle. But anyway, I shoot Slick Tricks, which is a 4-blade fixed blade. So they take up a lot of room. And some of your quivers, they'll be a little tight in, a little hard to get out. This one, they fit in nice. Got plenty of room, come out easy. So anyway, it's just a good, you know, quick detach Nice quiver, I think. So looks good on the bow and all too. So that's probably what I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah, hell, I got a whole box full of quivers. So if there ends up being something I don't like about or something, we can change it out. But seems to be a pretty nice quiver. I like it. So arrows. I'm shooting Carbon Express Mayhem Hunter 350 spine, which is, I believe, a 347 spine in this arrow is the actual spine. Cut down to 27 inches from the end of the arrow to the throat of the nock. That's how I measure them. I think that's the standard way of measuring them. Anyway, the reason I shoot these is they just shoot really good out of my bow. They tune really well. Cut down to that shorter length. I'm still got about, that much, close to an inch past the rest. And they still come in weighing about like I like. And these things, I like to shoot an arrow that's about 425 grains. And, give or take a couple. Finished arrow. And I weighed these and they were weighing in all really close, between, 424 point something up to 425.7, I think was the highest one. So they're all real close and they're in the weight I like. And at that shorter length, it stiffens them up. And they shoot perfect, and I get a good hole, and my broadheads shoot just with my field points. My bow's in a good tune, shooting a good hole. So yeah, like I said, it's just I'm shooting Slick Trick Magnum 100 grains. Just an awesome fine, really sharp, 4 blades. I like a good fixed blade, and that's what this is. I used Thunderheads in the past, different ones, and Hellraisers. So this is actually my first year taking the Slick Tricks. I've shot them plenty through this, getting ready, but this actually be my first year using them on live game. But man, them 4 blades are sharp, and I can't see them not doing a good job because they're tough as hell too. I've had pass-throughs on targets, went in the gravels time and time again, and just didn't break or nothing. And I wrap mine, boning wraps, boning blazers. You can probably see their little 3-degree helical. Shoots real good with the broadheads. Just getting the arrows. If you shoot a mechanical, which I don't, that's not my preference. I've had deer, man, I swear I've hit right in the money. If it didn't take out their heart, it took out their lungs. I've hit them with a rage. The arrow blew clean through them. Just blood everywhere. For maybe 100 yards, and then it just stopped. And after a few times, I had that happen twice, and it's just hard to trust them. I know a lot of people have had good luck with them. Whenever I'd shoot them, though, the blades would be broken all on them, and I'm thinking possibly when they went through, they could have broke on the ribs before they actually got to the vitals. I don't know, because I did shoot quartering shots with them, because I've always usually shot a fixed blade, and quartering shots are no problem. But I think I think if you get a good broadside shot, mechanical will work. I just think they're a little tricky on quartering shots. So, I prefer a fixed blade if it flies good, because you never know exactly. Things ain't perfect in hunting. You never know what type of shot you might get. Now those arrows, they shoot just as good for me as like I got some Maxima Hunters in here. Some Maxima Reds. They're all good arrows, but they're just not quite stiff enough with a fixed blade for me. Now, if I was shooting, what I'm saying though, if I was shooting mechanical, I could get by with a little bit longer arrow. Like this is 28.5 inches, which comes to the front of my riser on my bow. And I could get by with a little weaker arrow, with if I wanted to shoot mechanicals. I see people do it all the time. But, those mayhems, man, they shoot just as good as for me as just any arrow I've shot. So, I really like them. Now let me get that bow. Alright. So, here's the bow. There we go. Nitrum 30. As far as what I shoot on it, I've had the same stuff on the bow ever since I set it up. It's all been good, worked good. For stabilizers, I've got a carbon blade. Let's see here, you can see it. Carbon blade. I think they're called Carbon Blade Hunter, or fused carbon blade. I think they're called the Hunter models. That's what you see on most of the hunting bows if it's carbon blade. 10-inch, with an additional 3-ounce weight stack on the end. It just bounces the bow up good for me. That's what feels good to me. Some people, you need to go lighter or heavier, just depending on what works best for you. All that is, as far as what weight of your bow holds target good and all, is going to be different for everybody. So this is actually a somewhat heavy feeling compared to how a lot of them are set up. I shoot a fuse. It's a fuse ultra rest. Basically, all it is HDX. QAD HDX ultra rest. They make them for different companies. They make them for Matthews, Hoyt. This is just one made for Hoyt. One of the fuse ones come from the fuse line. All you really need in the rest is something good and adjustable so you can tune the bow. And when you get it there, something that's dependable. And I've been shooting this about all summer, and it worked good for me. I had one little issue with it, because this is actually the first bow I've run the QAD on. I've run a lot of drop-aways, just for some reason never run these. But I had where I was getting a lot of fletching contact. The rest wasn't getting out the way. And it wasn't that it was too slow or nothing. I mean, they're plenty fast. It's just, it wasn't, I had to move the cord down and the cables a little bit. Dry this thing off a little. It's still wet from carrying it in the rain. But I had to move the cord down and the cables a little bit because there's 2 marks on the back of these, which you probably can't see in this. But a lot of people think those are timing marks, and I talked to QAD, they're not. They're more reference marks. So you may have to come a little past the mark to get the lock in good, but once I move the this string that comes off of it that goes in the cables, The D-loop material, once I moved it down in the cable, hadn't had any problem out of it, so wasn't nothing wrong with it or anything, just wasn't familiar, and it took a little fine tuning. Now the sight I'm shooting, what the hell, HHA kingpin. Mine's the hunter mount. 5510, I believe, is the number on it. It's a 10,000th pin. And this sight right here has just been flawless for me so far. Really well built. If you're looking for a lightweight sight or something, this ain't the one. But, you know, I always have to add a little weight to my bows anyway, so I ain't worried about that. But if you're looking for something really well built, it seems like it'll last pretty good. Just the top of the line sight. This one's worked great for me. Winner's Choice strings and cables. I don't know if you can see, I got OD green, dark green cables, buckskin string. Not really wild colors, just something a little different. Looked pretty good on the bow. And these strings and cables have been good for me so far. You know, it's a little tricky with strings and cables, trying to get them to settle, and then once you settle and retune after about 100 shots, you hope for them not to creep none. So far these are doing pretty good. BCYX material. And I guess the only other thing is I always use a red peep. I use Radical peep, 3/16 red peep. The red color, just say you're hunting in low light or whatever, it just kind of, when I draw back the anchor, it just kind of, my eye goes to the red a little better than a black peep. So I always use a red peep. And yep, I guess that's about it. So anyway, man, I know some of y'all's hunting season's already started, and some of y'all waiting like me. But yeah, I can't wait to get it going. And I wish all y'all a good season. And most of all, have fun out there. That's what it's all about. Just nice and peaceful sport out in the woods and all, for me anyway. So talk to y'all later.